Hey, right guys, Trish Munches Joe here, and today we are watching and reacting to the penultimate episode of This Is Us Season 4, which is of course episode 17. Last episode we had Rebecca being wholesome and Kevin and Randall butting heads on how to deal with the situation of her starting to lose her memories and stuff. But I'm siding with Kevin. Some people kind of went through the motions of explaining, on Patreon this was, why they think Randall was not so much in the right books, like giving context onto why Randall acted the way he did and why he's having certain thoughts about Jack and stuff as well. Which I get. I don't hate Randall. Like, I'm not even close. I still love Randall to pieces. I just think in that situation, I definitely sided with Kevin just because it felt like more. I'm not saying Randall wasn't doing it for Rebecca, but it felt more like Randall was also doing it for himself, whereas Kevin was doing it completely for Rebecca. And I don't think it would have been that hard for Randall to really just wait for one night. I get there was like strict time and stuff, but he was not like it's not like he was pushed into a corner to kind of tell Rebecca about the situation and the ideas and plans that they had for her, and he just kind of came out of it. So Randall, as much as I love the guy, I really, really do, and I think his storyline's been great this season. Last episode, I'm a bit of a disagreement with him, which we do with all these characters. Like, there's plenty of times where I don't agree with what Kate does or what Kevin does. It does. This show, as much as I do love this family and love these characters, there are plenty of times and examples where it's like I disagree with all of them. Even Jack, a couple of times there's been disagreements with Jack, which I like. It's realistic. This is why this show is as good as it is. So we'll see if he can redeem himself a little bit in this episode. We have 2 episodes left of the season, so if you enjoy, remember to leave a like. If you're new, remember to subscribe. Early and uncuts will be on Patreon. By the time this one's on YouTube, honestly, Patreon may have finished the show. If not, they'll be very, very close. So that's down below if you want to join on there. But for now, let's do this.
And if you go back in that house, so help me God, I'll go through that front door and get you myself.
Jack!
Every single day.
Oh, someone said with that scene, to be fair as well, it's more the fact that he didn't say something more than if he could have saved him. It's just that he didn't say something to try, which I get.
What my life would be like if my dad hadn't died.
What do you think would have been different?
Oh, don't give us like an episode of like, what if Jack was alive? They're going to, aren't they? Wait for it. Jack's gonna walk in.
It's all just gone.
It isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Lucky you weren't there.
All right. Here you go.
Thank you.
Water's all around.
I'm not a fan of what if. We'll see.
Hi, baby doll.
Just some minor burns. Hey, the doctor said I'm gonna be fine. He said the smoke inhalation was minimal.
Yeah, thank God you didn't go back in the house.
I know.
Fireman actually got to Louis.
What could have
I wouldn't be
happened
able
if
to
it
live
were-
with myself. He okay?
Oh. So my whole argument of the dog dying last. I mean, this is dream scenario now. The dog didn't burn alive.
Beck, we'll find temporary housing.
No,
Okay,
babe, it's not about the house.
It's about the photo
I mean,
albums.
we could have died.
Well, one of you could have.
I have to tell you something.
I'm pregnant. Oh, it's about
Hey,
Randall's dad.
Miguel took Kate and Kevin to go buy some essentials. I'm looking up that info you asked about the fire insurance policy.
Son.
So this is all in Randall's head, like what would have happened. This whole play out. Not actually what would have happened, but what would have happened in Randall's head.
I met your father. Your birth father.
Man,
They're gonna put William in the up, aren't they? They've found a way.
you just kept a secret from me? All these years.
No. He just found out 5 minutes ago, okay?
He's the good guy.
What is his name?
William Hill.
And he's here right now in this spare bedroom, and he loves you. This is what would have happened.
I'll go with you.
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the whole app, innit?
This isn't.
Hey,
This isn't about you.
if I can get through One Tree Hill's dream sequence episode of Lucas being a writer, actually written by Chad Michael Murray, then I can do this, which isn't even that bad. It's just what ifs. It just at the end of the day, you come out of the episode and go, all right, well, none of that happened.
Can I help you?
Are you William Hill?
Last I checked.
Yeah, they got him in.
My name is Randall Pearson. I think I'm your son.
Get on in here, son. Give him a big old hug.
Well,
I was still in
so, do you play any instruments?
Well,
Do you know the feeling you get when you take a sip of something hot? That was Laurel.
Okay.
She was a
hot cup
warm
of tea.
drink straight to your soul. I never thought anyone else would see it besides me.
That didn't go too bad.
maybe I can go back next week?
After we get off this
You know,
green
Randall,
screen.
I really think you should temper your expectations of this guy. Just
Dad, you're an addict too.
That's a point.
Please.
Yeah, he's kind of got you there, hasn't he?
It's been a tough time in my family.
Oh, we bought him
lately.
here. Right. It's kind of cool seeing Jack and
Probably gonna stay home for
William
college.
hanging
Go to
out.
Carnegie Mellon.
You sure you don't want me to come with you guys and help you move in?
The car's pretty packed, so
Where's he
there's
moving
only
now?
room for two of us.
Okay.
We're gonna go say bye to Kevin and Kate.
He's just sorting through everything.
Yep.
Okay. Don't come around.
Mandy Moore is such a good actress. You can see like the pushing down of the lip. I do that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No problem.
Oh, he still would have met Beth then, of course.
Beth, we are so thrilled
Of
to have you
course.
here tonight. This is the first time we've had all of our kids home from college at the same time.
Hey, you know, I would not mind this actually if it's like 10-15 minutes. I think that would be perfect.
Randall told us that that he passed last year. We were very sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I can't imagine going through all of that stuff at your age, sweetheart.
Yeah, we really shouldn't make her talk about it right now, Mom.
All right, Beth can say that then.
Sorry. No. It's fine. It's fine.
Thank you. This is
I mean, she probably might feel a bit awkward though to say that. So.
Sweetheart, how do you like your salad? I added those little slivered almonds in there just for you.
Don't really like almonds.
Oh, okay, so Randall in his dream world is a knob.
Show me where the bathroom is.
It's right through the kitchen.
Can you show me?
Randall, come on.
It's good, Mom.
Dreamworld Randall. Randall's a dick.
I want to sneak in a quick makeout head now.
That was to quit being such a dick to your mom.
Hell yeah, get wrecked, bro.
Actually, do you want to tell this part? You tell it better.
There you go, Randall. Good job. GG's.
The little pig started squealing, and then muddy little Kevin over here
Little shit Kevin over here, the absolute twat.
started squealing.
That's what I would have said. Jeez. That's quick. Speed running life.
I remember picking Randall up from school one day in the 6th grade. And he was studying
The makeup's so good.
Dad, I want to marry someone I can discover elements with. Let's raise our glasses.
That'd be nice,
Randall and
man.
Beth. Mind if I join?
Come on in, Grandpa.
Wow, they really lived the perfect life of Jack didn't, you know, be a hero.
Pearson Christmas feast is right on track. Fruitcake?
Nah, stomach's a little funny.
Again?
William doesn't live till he's
We rarely
110.
catch stomach cancer in its earliest stages. You are a very lucky man.
Lucky my boy here is relentless.
Oh, he beat it though. He's fucking smashing it. He does live till 110.
Thanksgiving hot dogs wrapped in cheese.
Okay, wait, no, I want to get one too. On my phone.
Miguel's not here.
Where did I put my phone?
Oh, don't you worry, Mom. I know you've got Alzheimer's. Let me just fix that for you.
I'll help you look for it, Rebecca.
She misplaced her phone again.
It's a good thing we caught it early. Boom, you don't have Alzheimer's.
I suspect that you and your father are about to band together to save your mother.
Well, maybe
So
that's
I'm
where
just
my mind's
trying
going.
to keep track here. In the version of your life where your father lives,
Yeah.
you immediately find your birth father, get him clean.
Mm-hmm.
Your parents'
Oh,
marriage
that did happen
survives.
as well, yeah.
You have the same wife and kids, cure stomach cancer, and you get your mother into this clinical trial.
Oh, when you put it like that, it
Yeah,
sounds a bit
that's what I
silly.
think
But...
would have happened.
Hey, never say never. That it's not impossible.
Hey, there's Scrabble and Connect 4 in the cabinet behind you. You're in that chair for another half an hour. We could either play games or you could be honest. Your choice.
So it's just like, now what? Actually,
When we started working together, you asked me to challenge you. Now, let's try this again. This time, tell me what scares you the most about what could have happened if your father survived that night.
oh god, no, this is the depressing version then, right? Oh, we're just going back, so okay, we're at the hop.
Please say something.
Well, the dog blew up.
What do you want me to say?
The house blew up. Lost all our money. We're gonna have to be living on the streets.
That you
I'm gonna have to rob a bank.
understand why I did it.
You met our son's birth father, and then you lied to me about it for 17 years. What am I supposed to understand about that?
Like little details like Jack being chill with it.
William was sick. He was an addict. I was worried.
I'm an addict too. Here we go.
Well, then we could have dealt with that together as a family. But you made that call on your own.
Yeah.
You were wrong. Rebecca, my God.
I
you
want a
were
divorce.
So wrong. I can't even look at you right now.
Ooh.
The Rebecca that I know, she isn't capable of something this cruel. She is not capable of keeping our son away from his birth.
See, I don't think this is a realistic version.
Stop.
Randall.
Ooh.
I will take care of our son.
Just backhands her and like, I don't know, sets her alight or something. It's like, yeah, okay, Randall, let's chill. Randall's dream version. William's going to answer his missing an arm and a leg, and his eyes fell out.
I don't love it when people know my name and I'm not familiar with theirs.
I'm Randall Pearson.
You're my son.
17 years ago,
Punches
I
him
was
in
at
the
a
face.
fire station in Bethel Park. I'm your son.
That's impossible.
My mom said she saw you at the hospital the day that I
I
was
said
born.
that's impossible. I never had children and I don't got a son.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, that one, man. Jesus.
Because family is everything.
Oh, and Beth's going to be with someone else,
My
isn't
brother
she?
Quinn here is going to lead us by setting out a march.
Oh, okay, Randall. Yeah, this is just like Randall. It's exactly what would happen. So he's a cheerleader. Yeah, sure. Okay, Randall. Missed out on me and Beth. Everyone's a bit orkies. Jack's down in the bottles.
It is the first time we have all the kids home from college at the same time.
Wife, stop
Nice,
talking.
isn't it,
I
Jack?
don't want to hear your voice. I just want beer and silence.
Rebecca, this Cornish hen is delicious.
Oh, it's a Cornish hen, so I don't know about that. Sophie, liar.
So,
Didn't
Randall,
seem to be
how's
gonna
school?
kill me.
It's fine.
Just fine.
Yeah, I don't like this one. Jack should have definitely stayed dead if this is a situation we were going to get.
First day of kindergarten, you burst through those front doors. You couldn't wait to get to the car and tell me everything about your day. And now you've been gone for a whole semester, and all I get is a fine.
Back, please.
What? Oh my god. Jack, stay dead, bro. No one wants this.
Be normal, but they're not. And they're never going to be.
Oh, never? Alright.
I'm sorry.
Randall, don't leave,
Randall,
man.
please stay.
You did this, Rebecca. This is what made me drink. Oh, I didn't say it. Okay, cool.
And my son,
He's
just
a
11
dickhead.
years old,
I hate him.
he walks clear across
Who's he married to?
town
Go on.
just so he can get
Where's
his
Randall's new
favorite
wife?
girl,
Who
favorite
is?
donuts. Wasn't that moment, Kevin, that I...
Dying Beth. Dying Beth, bro.
Your dad is kind of a hottie.
See, this is why I didn't want you.
That still ain't Beth, though.
I'm just teasing.
You made all the right life choices in the other reality. Actual reality.
Dad told me Big 3 had a killer quarter. That's great.
Yeah, we did. We got the city to commission 2 houses.
Okay.
And yeah, we've been doing great. I'm trying to convince the old man to retire.
Ah, good luck with that.
So these two aren't close at all. I guess Randall's not close to the family at all, so.
When did you sneak in?
Oh, just a second, girl.
Yeah?
And hi to this little lady.
Say hi.
Not so little anymore, huh?
No. You want to go see
Who's
Daddy?
Kate married to? Married to Toby?
That's a yes.
See you later. Oh, man. Time flies.
That ain't Toby, that's Brody.
Oh, wait, did Kev tell you?
Tell me what?
About going to the cabin for 4th of July. We're gonna have a big blowout. Ethan said he'd watch the girls, so...
Ethan? Oh, wait, is Ethan that guy?
But with schedules and...
Is that his name?
I don't know. Let me think about it, yeah?
All right.
I think his name's Ethan in Euphoria, though, so that's why I'm kind of confused.
Oh, well, glad you came. Thank you for gracing us with your
Guys.
presence,
Hey, man.
Randall. It's
We
been
had a
a
problem.
wonderful...
I'm not talking about
boys.
anything other...
Whatever you're talking about can probably wait until our guests.
God, Rebecca looks more old than she does in real version, other version. Stress really does age you, I guess.
You know, I was just about to leave anyway. I got a lecture in the morning.
Right.
Oh, William passed away. He never even got to get close to his dad on this one. Again, it is interesting. We have we have 3 timelines to compare now. We have what actually happened, the best case scenario, and the worst case scenario. At the end of the day, it's still a what if episode, but it is one of the better ones. But it's still not great. It's just I can't fully get into what if episodes. Like, this truly is worst case scenario, isn't it? Okay, maybe it's not the worst case scenario, but it's yeah.
Randall, it's been a long time. You're gonna have to forgive her at some point, son.
Wow, that is a grudge that he's held on to.
Forget where she put her keys or her phone, or she couldn't remember the name of a movie that we had just...
God, how many years has he held on to that grudge? Jeez. Yeah.
I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore.
Well, we've got another 10 minutes, Randall.
What exactly are we doing here? What is the point of this exercise?
That's
I need
therapy,
you to
bro.
acknowledge that even if your father had lived, that every moment in your life after that could have gone a million different ways.
I'm aware of that.
Yeah.
In your fantasy, you were the one who stopped your father from going back in the house. Why are you so sure you could have stopped him?
Oh,
Dad,
timeline
if you go
number
back
4.
in that house, so help me God, I'll go through that front door and get you myself.
Too bad, son. I'll be free of you all. That's what I said. He was never going to let the dog die. That's what I said.
But it wasn't the fire that killed him. It was his heart. Could have gone to the hospital with him. Should have been there.
As if he was there, like, checking on him, we could have got there. There's so many pathways. Could have seen someone was wrong, got a doctor quicker, he would have survived, yeah.
Something's wrong. Something's not right.
You said he had a widowmaker heart attack, right?
That's right.
So even if you were there, you might not have been able to save him. Unless
Also
you're going to
true.
tell me that as a 17-year-old, you were trained in emergency cardiac resuscitation.
I don't know, damn it, but I could have done something. That's what I do.
I guess the doctors weren't there quick anyway.
But you don't think it's the same because I knew my dad my whole life and I knew William for less than a year, so the bond was different. Obviously, it was easier for me to make peace with his death.
Is that what you think?
She's getting you to say it all.
I'm fully aware that I'm just a cute little pawn on the universe's big giant chessboard. I don't need an exercise from some overpriced therapist in cheap shoes to prove it to me.
Oh, go for the shoes.
That was uncalled for. Sorry.
Oh, please. I live for this stuff.
Yeah, she loves it.
It's really been defined by your mothers, hasn't it? The mother you lost at birth, who is barely a footnote in your story,
Ooh,
and the mother
good
who lied to you
point.
for 36 years.
All right, look. William told me everything he knew about my birth mother. It was a romance that was sweet for a time, but it was short-lived and drug-addled. I'll never know much about her.
Well, she's still alive. Imagine that. Oh, God. Randall's got another mum now as well. They just have that as the next storyline in season 5. Hey, they could do. Do we know she's actually 100% dead?
We've moved on. I've accepted that too.
Have you?
Absolutely. It's behind us.
Maybe.
It
did come up twice in your little
It's
story.
curious, though, that in both your scenarios of how your life would have played out if your father had lived,
You were
the
still
first
pissed
thing
at
that happens after you save him, the first thing is your mother tells the truth about William.
Ooh. Haven't moved on that quick then.
Your mother and I are the same gender, we're the same race. I'm probably around the same age she was when your father died. Another therapist, a good one, not an overpriced hack like me, might say you're looking for someone like your mother to help you process her.
Damn.
What she's done.
Getting
Her
deep into the
illness.
weeds is like shit. She might have a point.
I'm not a neurologist, Randall, and I don't know your mother's condition. But I'm pretty sure you don't have all the time in the world to heal from the wounds that you have from her. Even in the worst version of your life, you still protect your mother. You still redeem her in
She's
the end.
good.
Question. Have you ever really confronted your mother about what she did to you?
Ooh.
About what she kept from you?
I'm trying to think about what's that like season 1? I guess I've not really spoken about it since season 1, so no. But they did have a conversation about it, but yeah, I guess it did last like 5 minutes from what I remember.
Turns out I'm still holding on to some residual resentments about my mom keeping William from me.
Well, hell, I could have told you that. How much we paying this lady?
Hey, you still got Beth. You still win if you have Beth.
It's just calling the talk. Haven't really done that since New York.
How long's it been since New York? I assume like a week.
Things that I should have resented you for, but I never did because I knew that it would be painful for you.
Damn.
So I did.
Getting into it.
I know. Entire life, I've never asked you for anything. But I'm gonna ask you for something now.
Bro.
Mom, you have to do this clinical trial. I know you don't want to, but you have to. Pushed harder, wishing that I had done more, because maybe if I had, you would still be alive. I can't
I don't know how I feel about that.
Even if you can. I will come to therapy to work this through. I won't take it on alone. But I've already lost 3 parents. I know that losing my mother would break me.
Yeah, I'm losing 4 parents, bro.
I can't lose her. I've been a good son and I've never asked you for anything, but I am asking you for this now.
I don't know. I think it's like, I don't like guilt tripping people into shit.
St. Louis, you are going to do this clinical trial.
I get it's led up to this, but Rebecca made her choice and she gave a very great reason as to why that choice was made. I get it, I do, because he's doing what he didn't do with Jack.
I will go to St. Louis and I will do the trial.
This is why Kevin and him fall out. 100% Kevin's going to be so pissed at this. I don't know. I'm very conflicted with this. Is that it? Yeah. Why won't it won't let me get out? That means it. What's going on? My mouse is. I think my mouse has just run out. That's all. That'll literally be it. I don't know why I'm panicking. All right. I need to go on Tracked. Can't. You know what? I can't go see my track reviews. I'm curious what this episode has because I will say for a what if episode, that was one of the better ones for sure. When it started to become obvious that it was going to be a what if episode, I was like, ah. But of course, this is us managers to make it an actual, I'd say, good episode. I wouldn't say this is like amazing, but this could have been way worse. All right, 77%, which I think's fair. All right, I've got 3 reviews we'll run through. 6 out of 10. Wasn't too fond of this episode. It felt like the Randall show, and that he is more important. He's the more important one out of the big three. That only he could save everyone. Also didn't like the way he pressured Rebecca into the trial. Yes. I don't think it felt like the Randall show. I think it just felt like a Randall episode. But we have Kevin episodes and Kate episodes as well, so I don't think that's too bad. And it's his vision. It was his kind of what if. Not Kevin's what if, not Kate's what if. So of course it was him at the forefront of it, being like the one to save Jag. So the first part of that review I don't agree with, but the second bit, like, yeah, I don't like the way he pressured Rebecca. Second review, Randall, are you serious? Manipulating your mom with doing a trial she doesn't want to do so that you can feel better. That is selfish as fuck. Trash behaviour. Damn. And then 5 out of 10, least favourite episode of the show. Since none of it happened, it felt like, what's the point? See, that... I feel like if it was just an entirely like what if episode, I'd have been very disappointed by it. But it worked into Randall's psyche and like him having the therapy session. Like, it made sense why he was listing off these things. I also like that it gave us 2 timelines. One of the best case scenario if Jack was to survive, and the worst case scenario if Jack was to survive. Made it a bit more interesting as well, instead of just getting like one timeline of, oh, what if Jack was alive? And it does play into more like why you kind of get the idea why Randall is pushing Rebecca so much for this trial. However, I think it did kind of let itself down with, at the end there, him really pushing it and doing the whole guilt trip of... I don't think it's him saying, I've always been a good son, I've never asked you for anything. That's fine. But even when he started the phone call, she said, I've made up my mind. I don't want to be away from the family for, what is it, like 9 months or whatever. And she's only saying yes now because he's made her feel guilty about that in some way. And it is so he can feel better. The review with that one review is completely right. It's so he can feel better, and so inevitably when Rebecca does pass away, it's so he can look back on it in a time and be like, at least I did everything that I could to save her. What? So because you want to avoid having a therapy session in 20 years... I guess, in a way, it's a tricky one again, because then I'm like, if he knows he can avoid that therapy session in 20 years, if he can avoid having thoughts in 20 years of him thinking, oh, I didn't do everything that I could have done, then why would he not push for that? So if you're in Randall's situation, would you not do the same thing? So I think looking at it from the outside, I'm like, I don't like the way he did it, because we've seen Rebecca be very clear that she doesn't want to do it. But then if you skip 20 years and Randall didn't do anything, and then he's not developed as a person at all, and he's just stuck in the same situation as he was with Jack, where it's like, oh, okay, I didn't do anything with my mom and now she's dead, and I didn't push for the trial as much as I could have, then yeah, he'd just be going in circles. So then in that sense, it's like, okay, maybe him pushing for it here and making himself feel better and making himself avoid going in a circle and repeating past mistakes of not dealing with certain situations, then is it really that bad? It's such a crossroads. I completely get why he's doing it, but then it's also like, from Rebecca's point of view, it's not great that he kind of guilt trips her into it. I don't know. It is 100% him making himself feel better. Of course he wants his mom, Rebecca, to be healthy, but she's going to die at some point. That's just unavoidable. So if he can look back in like 20 years and be like, okay, I helped in some way at least her survive another, even if it's like a year or 3 years, 4 years, who knows, then he can feel like he did everything he can. He'd rather that than in 20 years he looks back and be like, oh, I did nothing, I didn't push for it. So I kind of get it, actually. I do kind of get it. These reviews are shitting on Randall, and I think that's fair, definitely. But wouldn't we do the same if it was our mum? Wouldn't we try and push for it a bit more? I think we would. Especially if, like, your dad had, like, passed away and you felt like you hadn't done as much as you could have to save him. So I'm not with Randall, but I'm not against him. Like I say, it's a crossroads. So, yeah, good stuff, good stuff. This is why this show is so good. It makes you think about certain situations a bit more than you would in any other show. It's just kind of like, yeah, if I was in Randall's shoes, would you do the same thing? I feel like you definitely would. It's his mum at the end of the day, so... I didn't hate this episode as much as I thought it was going to. I thought it would be like a 5 or a 6, but I'm not going to quite go an 8. I don't think it's a great episode, because it is, at the end of the day, still a majority of a what-if episode, but I'll go a 7 out of 10. I think a base 7 for this one. I don't think it's quite as bad as like a 6 or a 5, but I don't think it's quite an 8 either, so I'll go 7 out of 10. Thanks for watching, guys. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought of the episode down below in the comments. If you do want the early and uncut reactions to This Is Us, then link to the Patreon page up in the description and one of the comments down below. And I'll see you next time for the finale, episode 18, where I assume this is where Kevin and Randall are going to butt heads and they're going to be at ends. I don't know. They're not going to be in agreement in next episode, that's for sure. So until then, take care. Peace.